on Raw, Stephanie comes out, tells him to come out. She says that you're a disgrace. Roman Reigns says that her and her family are a disgrace. Multiple slaps to Roman Reigns, and says that Vince McMahon is coming and he's going to probably fire Roman Reigns.
Who the fuck
tonight.
did this guy think he is? This is my Raw recap, and it's funny too because I had some responses like, who the fuck do this guy think he is? Like, who does he think he is? Like, in my head, I go like, who is this Roman Reigns character? And who the fuck do he think he is? Like, what gives him any right now? Like, what is the motivation? First off, what is his motivation to win the belt? To just prove that he's the best? Is that his motivation to win the belt? Like, what is his motivation?
Well, I mean, it's everyone's motivation to be like the world champion. I mean, it's like I think it's everyone in the WWE wants to be the world champion in storyline. I feel like that's just what it is. To question that is like questioning all of wrestling. Like, he wants to be considered the best. You get the most money, the most prestige. You're seen as the best, seen as the toughest. I think that's just how wrestling works. That dynamic has to be involved in wrestling.
Does he want to be the inspiration?
Oh yeah, he's doing all the Make-A-Wishes and he's doing all that stuff. He was out there with the supporting breast cancer, which I mean we've talked about that. But
is that in his character? Is that in his character when he's wrestling, when he's out and about, when he's walking down the stairs? Is he supposed to be an inspiration?
Yeah, I think because he's gotten knocked down a lot, like by Seth Rollins and by the Authority. Getting screwed over multiple times and things like that. So I think he has been like knocked down a bunch. So, you are supposed to cheer for him to get back up. Ideally,
he doesn't want fame and prestige.
I would say just as much as anyone else would.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what I'm defending.
I know because like. Is he supposed to be the guy who to make the WWE a better place as the world champion?
Yeah, I think that's the whole idea. Is you don't want.
It's not coming off that way.
You don't think so?
Hell no. It's coming off as like, dude, I'm here. I'm the biggest. I'm the baddest, and I'm gonna kick ass. I'm gonna take names, and no one's gonna tell me shit. I'm gonna be super insubordinate, without no real anybody's kind of standing in my way. I got my own ego standing in my way. And not only that, is like I beat the shit out of the COO. I basically put the owner of the place daughter in her place. I fucking broke the fourth wall on her ass. That's how much I didn't care that she was even standing there to wish his daughter a happy birthday. He's like, fire me. And it's like, I want to know, when did it happen that he held all the cards? What made him hold all the cards?
I don't know, but I definitely think that it's better to make your top face look strong, like in Austin, stand up to authority, not just back down. I think we see it's too much that the Authority have so much control, so we finally see something like this. I think it does work. This is the first time that I think that Roman Reigns is at least getting booed to the ring. I mean, he is getting a little bit of cheers, so I think... I wasn't a fan of the Sheamus belt, but if your ultimate goal is to get Roman Reigns over, I think it is working here. Because because everyone was booing Roman Reigns, they put the belt on Sheamus, so you're like, fuck, at least it should go on Reigns. Sheamus is worse. So then everyone's now cheering for Reigns. Like at the end of that pay-per-view, people were cheering for Reigns. At the end of this show, people were cheering for Reigns. Do you want to just go along with this main event storyline? Because they said that Vince was coming out to fire Reigns.
Let's do it.
Okay, sounds good.
Because here's the thing. He didn't win the belt, but he still ended up on top. Him clearing out everyone is greater than the belt. It's still main event. I still feel like that belt wasn't main event.
Sure.
I just go, okay, this guy is not supposed to win the belt, but he's still going to be main event.
We'll get there. During a R-Truth and Bo Dallas match, Vince just comes out and sends him to the back. I think that you could have done this a little bit better. I think you could have maybe have like a very slow pace match, and then once Vince comes out, you have them like both busting their ass. That way you see the effect of Vince going out there, and then you put these two guys actually over by showing another segment of the audience how much they can go, because I really do feel like R-Truth and Bo Dallas are guys who are underutilized, and that's a way to show that Vince is out there so that everything's being elevated.
No, they're busters. As soon as I saw them coming out, I go like, this is not even gonna happen. That's in my entire. Like,
I mean, that's exactly what happened. Vince kicked him to the back.
Kicked them the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out my ring.
I mean, that was funny. I think maybe I'm just nitpicking, but I thought that was funny. I love this Raw, actually, I would say.
I just go like, damn, you know? All I go, it's like, damn, man. Like, I would have hated to have been in that spot. I mean, they get their fat check, but nevertheless, I just like, that's bad, dude. That's not a good look. I mean, and those were the two guys. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't have like they didn't do like a triple threat or like a triple threat tag team with like all like Heath Slater and fucking and
everybody back.
Yeah, just everyone from the fucking main event or superstars out doing the tag team, and he just comes out there and just clears all of them the fuck out.
Yeah, and then he invites Roman down to the ring.
He doesn't invite him yet.
He
goes, I'm here because somebody's about to go down in flames, but you know what? I'm gonna make him sweat a bit. And he walks over to the side, to the commentator's booth to sit down. The guy, like the key grip, or whoever the fuck the guy, he hands him a metal chair while the really nice chair is sitting there.
Yeah.
Like, he gives him the metal chair to somebody, takes the chair, get that fucking chair out of my face. Give me this nice chair, you jackass. Because I think Baron Saxon actually got up. Like, hey, here's a chair. I thought that was funny. So he sits out there. They go to commercial break. Nothing happens that entire commercial break. He comes back. Brody comes back. He's like, hey, Roman Reigns is here. So, well, let him sweat. Let the bastard sweat then.
Yeah.
Right? So he finally gets up and he calls him out. I'll let you take over from here.
Vince, super pissed that he attacked his son-in-law and insulted his whole family. Threatens to take him down, takes off his jacket. So the crowd's, stirring up a bit, thinking about how this is going to go down.
Because I could beat your ass,
Yeah, but then he's which is kind of funny to think about. But then Sheamus ends up coming out, and they end up booking a rematch because they're so pissed at him. Sheamus versus Roman Reigns for the title tonight. But if Roman Reigns doesn't win, he's fired. So, the big stipulation for a big Raw, Vince is there, first time in over a year.
Sheamus is an idiot.
He should have just let the guy get fired.
He damn right he should have let him get fired. And not only should he let him get fired, okay, so if he wants to step in as a babyface, defending the honor of the McMahons, which I thought was pretty like babyface at the time, because so far, over the past month, Roman Reigns has been the big bad wolf. Like, he's just been cannibalizing everyone. He's beating four people at once. He's fucking getting the upper hand on Sheamus. He's fucking like just do it. He won't even let him get his moves in. He just comes in the ring, knocks him out. Roman's like, dude, fuck all y'all, right? Fuck all y'all. He's like the Green Lantern when he finds out that Surf City is dead, destroyed. He's just like, yeah, fuck this, heel turn. Of an attitude, But anyway.
Yeah, we had before the main event, we had Vince talking with the League of Nations in the back, Rusev and Del Rio. And then...
but he offers his belt. Sheamus, he wants to sweeten this shit, and he offers his fucking belt. Like, what an idiot.
This is true. This is... so we go with
idiot.
Yeah, Sheamus versus Roman Reigns for the title.
Belt versus job.
Yeah, Vince McMahon at ringside. This feels... great. Crowd is definitely into it. It comes, it gets untangled that obviously Vince is going to do everything in his power to have Roman Reigns lose. Roman Reigns looked like he was about to win, but Vince yanks the ref out. Everyone's going nuts. That makes Vince get on the apron. Superman punch to Vince. Vince takes a bump. I marked out. I don't care if you did. This is amazing. And then eventually... takes off beats the other League of Nations members, and then beats Sheamus. 1, 2, 3 is the world.
All look like jabronis.
Yeah, world title for the second time. I feel like a little bit of a lackluster pay-per-view, but this Raw I thought was really good. It went from 215, which is the record low, but to 266, which is very low to their standards, but is very high compared to what it had been, because it was going from 244 to 234 and then jumped all the way down to 215. Now back up, I would say because of Vince and the title change, to 266. So this showed that it went up a little bit, and I feel like it was like a little old school Raw. Like you had like Roman Reigns, just take down the authority and win the belt. Kind of like why you cheered Austin. Kind of like why you cheered Punk. Kind of like why you cheered Bryan. This is how you make a baby face. I wouldn't have picked Roman Reigns, but if you were going to make a baby face, this is how to do it, I would say. No one likes to be told what to do by the boss. So every time you see the boss...
No one's telling him what to do. That's the crazy part. No one's telling Roman Reigns what to do this entire time.
Yes, they did.
He's just trying to win the belt, right?
No. They said you could be the corporate champion or you could do it your own way, and he wants to do it his way. And then Triple H has been pissed about it ever since.
No one stood it his way, and him and Triple H going in to congratulate him. And Sheamus decided on his own to come out there and he didn't ask to be speared. He asked for a handshake.
I mean, I think...
And he fucking took his eye off the ball, knowing that there's somebody with the fucking cash, with a suitcase. He took his eye off the ball, and it wasn't like Triple H went out there to distract him. You know, it could have been cool. Sheamus made his own decision. The authority has done nothing to the guy. And, like, you go from... It blows my mind that all the fans that go from like hating this guy because he's being spoon-fed to us and now all of a sudden is in love with him. Just a year ago in Philadelphia, he's getting booed out of the building.
And this, at the Royal Rumble this year, he's getting cheered. I feel like
wow,
I definitely would not
blew my mind.
I would not have picked Roman Reigns, but
tater tots.
Since they did pick him, it is working. Like he was getting booed when it was him versus Rollins. He was going to get booed. 2 pay-per-views later, this whole thing they're doing with him, he's getting cheered in that same arena he just got booed out of. So
I don't know what it is. I'm not impressed by this guy. I swear to God,
not my favorite wrestler. But this what they did was, I mean, shown to be right. Like if that's your goal, they hit it. They did it.
I don't think they did it.
I mean, people are cheering him. People are cheering him where they were booing him last year, and that's what their ultimate goal was. I wouldn't have picked him to be my guy, but since they did it right, I would say. I would not have gone... I feel like I was pissed when Sheamus won, but this is probably the only way I would be happy with a Roman Reigns title win, is if I saw it on Sheamus first. Saw how bad it could have been before I see it on Roman. And I thought this Raw was great. And
he has an obsession with testicles. He went from talking about tater tots.
This is true. Yeah,
and then he starts talking about grapefruits.
Yeah, it's he definitely
got a well-deserved kick in the nuts. I think
Vince kicked him. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Like I'm just going over this shit, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And anyone who's listening to this fucking podcast, anyone who's watching on YouTube, I'm telling you right now. You think I don't care about like fucking Dash and Dawson? You don't think I care about like certain people? Like just I don't care. Like there's nothing, and I mean nothing. And as a wrestling fan, I'm gonna have to deal with this guy for the rest of my life. I'm gonna have to deal with this guy to be a top guy for a very long time. And it's not even like I got something against him. I just don't think he's done anything. I don't think he's done shit. Jack shit. He's horrible at promos. He has absolutely 4 moves. He kick, punch, slap, clothesline. And then whatever the spear and the drive-by. And I just go like, he can't cut promos to save his life. I just go like, just because he's a good-looking man, it just doesn't cut the mustard for me. It just doesn't cut the mustard.
And part of that family, I guess they assume he'll eventually it'll just kick in.
I don't think so. I just don't think so. There's nothing about this guy that's gonna scream anything. And my whole thing was, look, that belt is not main event. Whoever's held that belt over the past 3 years, whether it's Punk, whether it's Bryan, whether it's Rollins, it wasn't main event. They were too busy with Cena, too busy with Brock Lesnar, too busy with The Undertaker being the main event spots, right? Not only do they want Roman Reigns to have the belt, they also want him to be the main event. So finally, there's a champion that's going to be main event. And we haven't seen that in some time. We just haven't. I mean, the entire Rollins reign, he only had one main event. One with that belt. Only one. And that was against Sting. So now, when Roman has the belt, he's gonna, if he's gonna keep it, I guess come around WrestleMania, if he's facing the Brock Lesnar or going down, he's gonna beat Brock Lesnar. I just stand around and just wait for him to win now.
I think there was maybe 1 or 2 more, but I definitely see your point.
No, there was only that one.
I'm not sure. I think since SummerSlam, but he's had it since Mania.
Yeah.
You sure not like a Cena match in there when it was the duel for the titles or something?
Well, that was Sting.
No, yeah, that was he wrestled. Yeah, Sting and then
And he
Cena.
wrestled Lesnar, so 2.
Yeah, yeah. And then he wrestled Taker. He was it was Lesnar and then Taker came back. That's right. But let's get into the maybe the.
By the way, folks, and I'm just sorry to cut you off. Daniel Bryan will not be returning to the WWE. Just to put it out there.
Okay, well that's another discussion for another time.
Oh, to make this decision, no way in hell. No way in hell. The writing's on the wall that Daniel Bryan's done wrestling for the WWE.
Well, let's get into the meat and potatoes of Raw here. We got the first match to kick things off was Dean versus Ziggler. I think they did a great 50-50, I guess, from as Peter was saying.
But it was technical, though. It was way more technical.
Yeah, sure. But then, Owens just comes out and takes them both down. Pop-up powerbomb. Owens is pissed. JBL put it best. It was a great story arc line here where he said, it's a prize fighter without a prize now. So it's a little bit of an edgier Owens than we've used to seeing.
The way it should have been booked in the first place rather than this kind of sports entertainment guy.
Yeah, so it looks like we're getting more Ambrose, more Owens, maybe with Ziggler tied into the mix. Awesome, I'm stoked.
Don't get Ziggler involved in this.
It was on SmackDown, Ziggler versus Owens. So maybe that was just a SmackDown spot. Maybe it'll be a 3-way feud. Either way, I think some good matches. Good title picture here in the IC title.
Owens is pissed in the back with JoJo. Mm-hmm. None of that sports entertainment promo crap. Just a pissed off, like Samoa Joe, basically. And I dug it. I dug it. And
then we got I know I said the 80s WF style promo from the ECW guys. Now we got a 90s style. They're like in the back. It shows them as multi-camera shot here where it goes to each one of them in a walk-in or pacing around. I thought this, and they said pretty much they're going back home to Philly and they're going to take down the Wyatts. I thought this was great. Like
it was good.
Yeah.
Even Rhino spoke. They let Rhino speak, which was pretty great because he hadn't said anything since he's. But I was like, man, what a setup!
Yeah.
What a setup!
I mean, this is the second biggest storyline of the night, so we can go into this. They had a Bray promo, pretty much saying they beat him last night. They're going to beat him again, and then we went right into this. It was Extreme Rules match in Philly. Of course, they knew exactly what they were doing here, and it worked. I love this match.
Long ass match, and it was too much chaos for me to really pay attention. There was some big spots. But
Harper getting thrown off the stage.
He was AA'd, yeah.
Yeah, AA to the stage there. I thought that was a great spot.
And then Strowman taking Bubba and what was it? Who did he fucking Dreamer? It was Dreamer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he smashed his ass through a fucking barricade.
Yeah, that was a great spot.
And then like the really funny greatness. I don't even know. That was like a football bounce when Harper slams the kendo stick, and it just kind of like has this funny bounce and lands right into Bubba Ray's hand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
It was like, what? And the crowd popped, and I think he wasn't supposed to go in and like do that, but I was like, a spot like that, you can't just let a spot like that like just fly, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It was like the perfect bounce of a kendo stick into the hands of your opponent. It's on the outside, you couldn't ask for that. It was like a crazy football bounce, but I felt like it just bought time for the main event.
Yeah, sure.
And it was sad to see the old guys go down in flames, but it was what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, Rowan. Yeah, put Rhino in the ring. There was a table set up. Put Rhino on top of the table. A big splash through it. The Wyatt family wins. In Philly, took down the ECW alumni. I thought this was a great match.
R.I.P. ECW.
Vince McMahon and this match here, I think, is the reason why there was a slight ratings boost, and the reason I particularly enjoyed this. I enjoyed this Raw definitely more than the pay-per-view.
With Sting being basically injured and having surgery, WCW is officially dead.
So now they're killing ECW.
This is official. The setup to this was like, we're going to go where it all started, and we're going to tear the house down, and we in Philly. They go down in flames. Vince, he finally destroyed ECW. With his own guys who aren't even hardcore guys. I think Harper is the only one with a hardcore background.
But I would say it's 15. It stopped in 2001, so 14 years later. If you drew this thing out to a decade and a half worth of nostalgia, good on you. And it made a really good spot on the show. TNA couldn't do it. They tried to do the nostalgia thing. It didn't really work. So for you to do it before and after your biggest competition, I think that speaks highly about this. And, I mean, the Dudley Boys, I mean, they kind of were like dying there for a little bit until this opened up and they could bring back more nostalgia guys. So the second time they lost the belts to the New Day. But, I mean, I guess this was what it all was supposed to come down to. I guess that was the plan, to finally take out ECW. And you know what's funny? I had company, and she was a big fan of RVD, and I was like, yo, let's watch One Night Stand versus Cena. And we watched the match together, and it was just like, you look at ECW, and I wasn't a big fan of ECW because I thought it was very violent. I thought, I'm not big into blood and barbed wire and fucking nails and all that shit. I'm not hip to that, but I was completely aware that it was something going on over there that was very special. It started influencing the rest of the wrestling world, say whether WCW or WWE. A lot of talent actually came out of ECW that ended up in WCW. All this is right now is me saying farewell, to the ECW. Vince finally did it. There's only one sports entertainment company that exists. And when they when they look back in history, WWE has rewrote it all, and they are the John Smiths of the world of professional wrestling. And NXT is doing that right now by snatching up all the indie boys, all the indie girls. And then we digress a little bit back to after the ECW guys promo.
Oh, one more thing too. I apologize. Rowan, the guy who's been eliminated first and been put out of his misery first.
Yeah, wins it.
I thought that was the
even Steven booking of the WWE.
The irony of it all.
Yeah, and then we have Ryback and Swagger already in the ring, giving up on these guys immediately after the pay-per-view versus Del Rio and Rusev.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, big squash match. Del Rio and Rusev win handedly. I mean, at least they're making these League of Nations guys finally look strong.
No, too late. After getting speared to death by one dude and you just vanish, ain't no coming back from this.
Sure.
They're gone. Ryback's gone, Swagger's gone, Rusev's gone, ADR. Not gone, not in terms of
not fired, but maybe
it was a future endeavored. But just there's no space for them whatsoever. There's only space for one guy. His name is Roman Reigns, and you only hope he doesn't get injured. Okay?
Sure.
Just letting you know, guys. Roman Reigns gets injured, WWE's fucked. All those eggs in that little bitty basket. That cup runneth over with eggs of Roman Reigns. That sounded weird. Of the Roman Reign egg.
We had for the third week in a row, the Rose Bush.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Shits on Flair, shits on Dreamer.
What?
It's not really that funny. I guess it's
what? What?
Yeah. Then Breeze versus Neville.
What?
What? Of course, Tyler Breeze at ringside with Summer Rae with Tyler Breeze. Miz comes out, says quiet on the set, acts like a director. And then eventually Neville wins with the red arrow.
What?
Do you not
Breeze, it's been real. It's been real, Breeze.
Do you not like this gimmick here with Miz and
Neville?
It's
a piece of shit.
Nah, okay.
It's a piece of shit. The story, the headline of this story is Breeze, it's been real, dude. It's not even it's been real, enjoy superstars now. It's enjoy being the fucking Brooklyn Brawler. Enjoy being
in a bad spot.
Bo Dallas. Enjoy being those guys who you're only out there as a gimmick to be enhancement. They call him Enhancement Breeze.
Sure.
Tyler Enhancement. There you go, NXT. Another win for you guys. And I told you. I'm not going to say I told you so. I'm not going to say it. But I said, it's not going to. Until he gets out of it, he's still young. He still has time. He's still young. But right now,
he's got all the talent in the world.
God, they squeezed him out of NXT. They brought him up to a place where they have no room for him.
This is true.